Hey everyone, and welcome back to the series on Python. In this session, we will learn about nested conditional statements. Let's see. So, what is a nested conditional statement? A nested conditional statement means a conditional statement inside another conditional statement. Now, what does that mean? So, first of all, let me go ahead and open up ideally. So, here I have opened up my rough file. Now, let's write a conditional statement. Let's say if 2 is equal to 2, print hello, else print y. Now this is a pretty simple conditional statement, right? We already know that hello is going to be printed. The reason is 2 is equal to 2. This condition is actually true. Let's first of all just test this out. Yes, we got hello as expected. But now let's say if this condition is true, we want to check another condition, that is 3 equal to 3. So we can already use AND operator, right? We know about this. We can do something like this. But there's one more way to achieve this, and if we run this, obviously we will get hello because both of these conditions are true. So one more way to achieve this is using nested conditional statement. We can actually add another conditional statement inside of this old conditional statement or previous conditional statement, saying if 3 equals to 3, and again a colon, and this print statement will actually be inside of this conditional statement. So it will be double two times indentation of the first indentation. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. So basically, first of all, the Python language processor will check this condition, and if this condition is true, it will come inside of this conditional statement. That is, it will come inside this part, and now this part again contains a conditional statement, an if statement. So it will check this condition, and if this condition is true, it will then come inside its block and then print hello. So it's almost the same thing as I did with hello, but there's some differences. So first of all, let's see after running what we get. Yes, we get the same result because in this example, using AND or using nested conditional is going to be the same thing. Now, let's say first of all that we want to check 2 equals to 2, but if this condition is false or true, it doesn't care. We just want to print 1 2 3. So we can just print 1 2 3 like that. And if you are getting confused, let me just explain you what's going on. First of all, language processor will check 2 equals to 2, and then it will come inside another if statement inside the old if statement, and if this condition is true, it will print hello, which in this case is true. So it is going to actually print hello over here. But after this conditional statement is terminated, now the language processor will actually come down. So it will come down to this print statement, and this print statement is independent of this conditional statement, the secondary if statement. So it will run whether this condition is false or true. It doesn't care if 3 equals to 3 is false or true. But if we try to do the same thing with AND operator, just a second, let's just say AND 3 equals to 3. So if we want to, let's say, print 1 2 3 and hello again, but we want to print 1 2 3 even if this condition is false, right, as I did in the nested if condition. But we can't do that using AND operator because these both statements are coming inside this conditional statement, and in this case 2 equals to 2 and 3 equals to 3 both has to be true to execute print hello and also print 1 2 3. but we wanted 1 to 3 to be printed out even if this condition is true. So this is not working with AND operator. So here you might be seeing a difference. So you will be using the nested conditional or logical operators according to the use case. Now I just showed you this example right now, an if statement inside another if statement. You can see over here, just a second, let me bring back that nested if. Yes, so this if statement is inside another if statement. This is called nesting of if statement. Nesting means basically to put something inside of something. And here we are nesting an if statement inside another if statement. Now it doesn't has to be an if statement. We can nest any statement like if, elif or else inside any if, elif or else statement. So another example can be if statement inside an else statement, and another example can be an else statement inside of elif statement. Obviously if there is else, there has to be an if also, and elif statement inside if statement, elif statement inside elif statement. There can be so many combinations. Let me just show you one more example. So here we have created a variable called a and stored the value of 1. Now let's say if a is equal to 1, we want to do print a is 1. Now else we want to do a is not 1. Okay, so this is simple, right? We will obviously get a is 1 because a is storing the value of 1. Let's just run this and see, we got a is 1. And now if I change the value of a, let's run this again, and we get a is not 1 because this time the else part got executed. Now what I'm saying is, let's actually get rid of this print statement, and inside of else let's add another if statement. So let's say if a is equal to 2, print a is 2. And if that is not the case, let's actually add an else this time also. So this is the example of else inside of an else statement, or if inside of an else statement. We want to do print a is not 2. So first of all, I will recommend here pausing the video once and try to break this down yourself and try to process what will be the output. So let's see the output now. We got a is 2. It's because a is actually storing the value of 2. So the first condition got false because it's saying a is equal to 1. So the control came in else, and in this part, in else block, we have got another if else nested inside of that. So it checked about this condition first of all, that is a is equal to 2, and this condition is actually true because a is equal to 2, right? So this thing, that is a is 2, got printed out. And now let's actually change the value to be 3. So this time this condition is also false. So this time else should be printed out, that is a is not 2 should be printed out. Let's see. Yes, we got a is not 2. So this is basically nested conditional statements. We can also nest inside of elif statements similarly. Now I want to just say something over here. We can interpret this thing, or we can convert this whole nested conditional statements into if-elif-else block 2. So first of all, I will recommend pausing the video once and try to do it yourself. Try to convert this whole block into an if-elif-else block without using nesting. So let's try to do it in the video itself now. So first of all, if a is equal to 1, we will be printing a is 1. This is fine. Now in the else part, what we want to do? Well, first of all, if this condition is false, we want to check another condition, that is a is equal to 2. So instead of doing this else and then nesting another if else inside, we can just use an elif like this and paste the condition a is equal to 2. And if this is true, we want to do this thing. And if that condition is false, obviously we want to do a is not 2, right? So if you notice properly, the previous thing has been now converted into an if-elif-else block. Sorry, the indentation was bad. Okay, so now this is perfect. So if a is equal to 1, a is 1 will be printed out. And if this condition is false, that is if a is not equal to 1, we will come over here to check if a is equal to 2. And if a is equal to 2, we will print a is 2. But again, if it is not 2, we will just come in else and print a is not 2. This is just simple if-elif-else block. So the same thing can be achieved using if-elif-else block and what nested conditional statements. Let's actually run this, and we got a is not 2. You want to use nested conditional statement or if-elif-else block according to your use case. Use whatever fits you the best and whatever you feel more comfortable with. So I hope nested conditional statements was clear to you. So this is it for this session on Python. This was just a short session on nested conditional statements. In the next session, I will start talking about loops, which is another interesting topic like conditional statements. So I hope to see you there next time. Goodbye.